What we accomplished by while loop in the previous slide was not very complicated, but sometimes the conditions can be much more complicated. We may need to use logical operators that we learned at the beginning of this lecture. In this slide, I have examples of more complicated conditions. For example, you might need to make sure that the body of a while loop is executed as long as some variable x lies in a range. In this sense, this is similar to for loop. Another example is when you need to make a condition on more than one variables. For example, here we see that we may need to have a while loop that runs until a condition on both x and y is true. Alright, I have another example here. Consider a program that asks for users' input. This program only accepts a valid set of inputs. For example, it may only accept positive numbers as inputs, not negative numbers or letters or strings. So, what you would like your program to do is that it should keep asking the user to provide the right input until a valid input is entered by the user. This is a common application of while loop, which is called error checking. It provides the control on the input from the user. So, I have implemented a script called read1num here. It starts by asking the user to provide a positive number. If the user provides a negative number, then an error message is shown and the user is asked to provide a positive number. Because this is within a while loop, the same process will be repeated until the user enters a positive number. This way we make sure that our program will not continue with a wrong input from the user. It means that a negative number. So let's start running the script. What it may seem very interesting is that even if the user provides a letter as the input, MATLAB itself catches the error and shows its error message in addition to our customized message, and keeps repeating the body of while loop. MATLAB seems to be very smart. Do you agree? How does MATLAB understand this case while we did not address the issue of receiving a letter in our while loop at all? MATLAB is smart because it understands from the condition that it should expect a number, so it does not matter if you provide a negative number or a letter. MATLAB keeps repeating the while loop until you provide a positive number. Alright, this is the last slide of this section. In this slide, I have tried to show you that although while loop is an uncontrolled loop, you can still count the number of times that you have looped in a while loop. How? The key is to define a counter variable and initialize that with the value of 0. Now, every time that the while loop is executed, the value of this variable can be incremented by 1. This way, when the while loop stops, the value of the counter variable correctly shows the number of times that the while loop has been executed. I have a simple script here in which a variable called counter enumerates the number of times that the while loop is repeated. So, with this slide, we are done with this section. Thank you everybody for being with me.